Hey, welcome back. Episode 31 of the Techs-Mechs Colony Fiesta Pale. It's been a couple weeks since I've recorded. So, a lot of settings have changed, and turns out some of the mods we were running no longer exist on the Steam Workshop. That's on me for not downloading an offline copy and using that instead. So, if you try to follow along, because like the mod list here, you might find some of the mods don't exist. We might find some things broken on our end. We'll see how that goes. Oh, yep. Look, already things are broken. So let's see what we're gonna do here. In order to address the fact that we need to get Sir, who is our highest construction, up to construction of 10, so that we can finally have somebody work on our oil well stuff. I just said create a whole bunch of walls and set Sir to be the only person you can do any kind of construction activity. So, in between other things, that should not be a problem there. We need to do some temperature-based storage stuff, because, yeah, that's the thing. You know what, actually, this is probably a good time in general to go through and replace some of the mods, but we'll see how it goes. I think what I'm going to do here is we're going to set up a miniature airlock, and we'll just do some stuff here for it, because that seems like a good way to do that. We'll reinstall this. Let's see, we'll stick it here, because we do have an air conditioning line. And we'll just set up a miniature airlock, and that'll work, and then we'll be able to move bots in and out of things, and it won't be a problem. Don't have the vegetable goods still to make these, which means this quest is just not going to happen. It expires in 14 hours. We're not going to get the chinchilla fur, because it takes 2.1 days to get there, and we don't have a way to get people there and still eat, because regular meals aren't going to survive long enough. So that is what that is. So we can do the chem fuel power plant, which is not terrible, but the large chem fuel power plant's going to be better. We need more steel for that, though. We need more steel, but we do have this, so let's crank up this. We'll set this to 1,000 steel. That'll get us to where we need to be for it. How's Sir doing? Construction 10, sweet. Let's cancel these. And we'll just deconstruct these again. Sir will get that done. We can turn our construction bots back on. And we can take construction work for Sir and crank that back down a little bit. Back to a 3. Right now we got this oil well going, and that's the important part. He's the only person who can craft that, because our crafting bots do not have high enough crafting. They're tier 2. So they've only got 8 ranks in construction, which is below the 10 we need, because it's 4 ranks per tier. Which reminds me, we do need to reform our ideology before we go further. So we got some options. We can add a meme, which makes things a little bit more difficult, but also opens up some more options. Or we can remove a meme. We can't do both at the same time. I kind of want to pull out Ranger, because it didn't remove some of the restrictions that I thought we were going to be able to use for transhumanism stuff, and then there was a baseline patch that modified that further anyway to the base game, so it's kind of relevant, and it does prevent us from making any kind of vegetable matter. It gives everybody a bad thought on top of that, so we can't do survival meals, anything like that. So I think removing Ranger is going to be the way to go, and then next time we'll add something else back in instead. We'll just leave this and done. So there's our reformation. For 16 points, we can make another change, so we will need to work on building some of those points up. We'll get into here again. Let's align this a little bit different. You know, we'll do it like this. First, we need to move some things. Alflaca is still around. The concept of a llama wearing a flak helmet still makes me giggle. All started a social fight with Rand. Why are the two of you starting a social fight? Dio partners. Oh, good lord. Ooh, Hall messed Ram up. That's what you get for being an edgelord, I guess. As a reminder, Ram was the former wild person, 17-year-old, who is a slow-learning, bloodlusty misandrist. We did bring them in last episode, but they're not a believer in our way of life. They are not a technologist. They are not one of our transhumanists. But there we go. We got the oil well. That's good. Looks like we're going to need... We need more steel for the drill, for the pipes. And I wonder if we actually have a connection. We do not. Okay, so let's set that there. That'll get us oil storage, which is what we need. Large chem fuel power plant. Just going to stick it here. We need to pipe it to storage, which means we do need to get a crude cracker going. This is a big block. So let's stick it here. Or we can stick it more centered. Yeah, let's do it more centered. There's that. What does this require for construction? Construction 10, so we need SIR to work on that as well. Let's get some more pipelines going while we're at it. Because we also are going to need some chem fuel storage. So we're going to stick that. We want to stick it next to our freezer. I feel like that's a good way to get something bloated. You know, we'll just stick it there. That'll work. That'll work just fine. Meanwhile, time to burn something. Ethical Fiesta. It was boring. Oh no. Everybody gains -1 mood. Unfortunate times. Unfortunate times indeed. So, give a leader speech to try to recover this a little bit. This is a pretty good expected quality. Let's give this a shot and see. We need to make up for that a little bit. We need people to be happier. We need them to have confidence in our calling. Yes, we had, 4 or 5 deaths. However, we've been around for 6 years now. Encouraging leader speech. There we go. Got 1 development point. Actually, did that do anything for anybody's? Nope. No, it did not. Well, let's do some mining and reshape this just a little bit. So I think the plan we're going to go for here is we'll set up storage for a second chem fuel storage tank here. And then we'll just run some lines for chem fuel down through this wall. I'm not particularly concerned about the slate wall being next to the firing range here. I feel like that'll still work out pretty well at the end. Major break, risk out of RAM. You don't like... Well, maybe you shouldn't have come to us then. But your belief in tribal smokeism is still maxed out. So maybe, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to... Who are our wardens? Hall, Marcus, and Winter. Hey, Hall. Oh, right, I forgot we had an elephant. Why do we have an elephant again? It's wearing a helmet. I don't even remember when this happened. But okay. Oh, it just now happened. I'm not paying attention. Well then, that's cool, but we're not going to sustain an elephant. We don't need combat elephants. And we do have a combat supplier passing by, so... Ooh, Hall is continuing to fall further and further into that Alzheimer stuff. It triggers faster and faster every time. Which is a shame, but that's okay. We'll have Marcus go trade with that. Anyway, there's this. Let's go ahead and build a second copy here, place it here, and then we'll come in and build this wall over, and then we'll just run some more pipe through the wall. And that'll get us to where we need to go to start. You know what, we're going to put another door here. Just because it'll help cover things up, and it'll look nicer that way. And I'm a fan of that. We've got cargo pods that dropped in. That's cool. It's a bunch of ammunition we don't have a use for. But we've also got a big raid. There's a lot of drop pods up here. Let's see what happens. We're going to go ahead and turn on emergency mode just out of principle. Let's make sure everybody's schedule's set properly. Everybody but the defender bots is in hiding. The robots, we want to make sure that they're staying within home. Let's see what happens here. How many raiders do we have coming? Alright, that's a lot of raiders. But doesn't look like a lot of advanced weapons. Got a mace. Sawed-off shotgun. Combat handgun. This will be nice and easy. I think the biggest concern is going to be we've got somebody here with flash grenades. They're going to work their way around. So let's take our people and draft them up and go do the things. Oh no, Ram. Run, Ram. Oh, hang on. That's not going to work. They're chasing Ram. Run, Ram. Oh, you're slower. Oh no. It's because of the muscle mechanized, isn't it? Nope. Okay. You're just slower for some reason. Keep running, though. Keep running, keep running, keep running. Then run inside. They're shooting at him. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You got this. You got this. They've all got melee weapons. They've got a cross. Why is this guy so fast? He's a kind pyromaniac. His movement speed is not boosted. What is his speed? Move speed. 3.77 cells per second versus RAM. It's 3.3. Oh, because he's wearing armor. Oh, and he's a teenager, so it's reduced on top of that. Ooh, boy. Well, Ram might have our problem solved for us. Because I was going to go and have Ram be arrested, and then we could just convert him in prison, because that's way more efficient and effective than trying to do it outside is. But they're going to kidnap Ram and leave. You know what? We might get an opportunity to get Ram back later. I'm not too terribly tore up about that. He was kind of a troublemaker to begin with. Them edgy teenagers. Wow, they made one kidnap attempt only and then decided that was enough. Sir is at risk for a major break. Tired, serious pain, hungry, colonist lost. Let's clear their work so we can actually get some sleep. That'll make him less upset. We do need to start working on getting people replacement limbs. That was a thing we were going to do. I completely forgot about. Let's take a quick look at everybody's health issues. Minor artery blockage. We'll need to take care of that for Ari eventually. Alzheimer's is major, but we've also given luciferium, so we'll see how that goes. Once a quarter, we should get some curative actions, so it might fix the scars, it might fix the Alzheimer's. All's kind of our test for this, really. Nobody else has really messed up any. Okay, still that active. So, Manhunter Pack. Arctic Wolves. I don't like that. That's a lot of Arctic Wolves, so we're just going to go into emergency mode here, and we'll just line everybody up. Because that seems like a good thing to do here. And our robots are still restricted, yes? Yes. The only way to get into the colony is to come in through our death zone. Or hot drop us, you know, via drop pods. So for things like manhunting animal swarms, not really concerned about that. We've got turrets, we've got robots, we've got some traps. I think we're probably in a good spot. There we go. So there's this. We're not producing power at present because we don't have power to it. But there is that. So we've got this up and running. Let's build chem fuel siphon. This allows us to move chem fuel from here into that, and that'll work out well. Let's, you know what we can also do? We can also grab some rice here. We'll do rice there. That'll get us our vegetable matter back for our survival meals, which you only have 3 of. That'll work out well. Our kitchen bots will take care of that. Now, Flack is vomiting everywhere, life-threatening flu. Immunity is higher than the flu, though, so Alflaka is fine. Alflaka will survive the flu. Alright, we have fuel. We're producing 16,000 watts of power, so bootstrapping ourselves here all the way up to the top tier, that's the way to go. So 16,000 watts, 72 fuel per day versus 30 fuel in 7 days for 1,000 watts. Let's do some quick math. So for the same amount of power, this is technically slightly less fuel efficient by a liter a day, but the space efficiency is just outstanding. So let's go ahead and start deconstructing some of these. Because that's the way to go. Like, really, that's the way to go with that. And then we can always build a second chem plant if we need to. But right now, that gets us back up. We've got 14 batteries that hold 600 watts apiece when maxed out. So not enough to run our magnetic shield if it has to go off because we've got a solar flare, but it's a good chunk of it. This is online now. It takes 100 power. We do need water because we're running Rimifeller. Do we have, or Dub's Hygiene, do we have literally water anywhere else? We don't. Okay. Interesting. That's fine, though. We can work with this. We'll get this built. They'll be powered. They should be able to pump directly into the crude cracker. Once the crude cracker is running, it's just a matter of people manning our resource console. And we got power, and we got fuel being generated. So we got some oil stored. That'll last us a long time. We can run multiple wells if we need to increase daily processing, but I feel like 400 liters per day is probably not going to be a problem. I feel like it shouldn't be a problem, at least. We'll see. We have to have a water... So we have to have water torch. Okay, well... That's fine. We'll do a water storage tower. I was kind of hoping we'd just be able to pump directly in. But apparently, that's not how the mod is set up. Winter is having a bad time, ravenously hungry, because they were being worked on. Here's the secret. What was fixed? Not the stab scar! Oh, yes. Wait, what was... 2 cataracts, frail, bad back. Was it the bad hearing? Is that what it was? I'm going to go back and look at the recording for last episode to see. We got a masterwork chinchilla fur cape, though, which is sweet. You know, I feel like we've probably got enough stuff going on for apparel we could probably sell. Because, see, how many capes do we have? 12 capes. See, so our chinchilla fur cape industry has taken off. We could set up a giant regular stockpile and just pump chem fuel out of it. But I feel like that's just a bad idea in general, and not really necessary, because selling chem fuel, I don't really want to be in the fuel business, you know? We got water. Once that's filled up and somebody goes and staffs our resource console, that shouldn't be a problem then. In fact, let's just take resource operations and crank those up to 2 across the board. I don't think the robots can do that, can they? They cannot. So there's that. That'll get us somebody working these once the more critical tasks for the colony are out of the way, like Marcus right there. There we go, got the little fire burning from our crude cracker. Oh, look at that, that's glorious. Yes, fuel storage is going up as it cracks fuel. We are burning more oil than we're bringing in, but that's not really a bad deal. So this is just a temporary psychic drone, not a problem there. There we go. 46 fuel per hour being consumed for 31 fuel per hour being made. So for 2 hours of work, this chem fuel plant is powered for the day. And that's going to work out well. Let's just go ahead and suspend this task, because we don't need it. And that's really the big thing. Oh, right, we've also got the water mills. I forgot about that. So we've got more than enough power now. We've got 19 kilowatts. We only burned 13. I think even if we turned everything else on, it wouldn't be a problem, really. These are all running, right? Yeah, these are all running. Sweet. And as far as these go, these are all up and running as well. These are all running. We're going to leave winter out for the time being. I don't want to necessarily fix a whole bunch of other stuff just yet. You can just replace the left leg. Anyway, I want to get some research done. We've already got some good research going here. We're almost to fabrication, which will allow us to get further into things here, because we need fabrication and a tissue printer for synthetic organs. For the more fancier stuff, we need bionics. So that'll be where we go next. So we can get into advanced bionics. Because bionics are, on their own, are pretty good, right? Like a bionic leg is not bad. It's got 125% body part efficiency, so it's more efficient than a regular leg. So I think we're going to start with that as our next research topic after we get our fabrication stuff done. Because the fabricator gets us laser rifles and the fabrication bench. And the fabrication bench is great because that lets us make a whole bunch of stuff. And they'll be good there. That'll really jumpstart our production. So I don't think we can use the prosthetics table for the bionics. Pretty sure we have to have the fabrication table for that. We'll find out, though. We'll find out. We'll probably stick it like right here-ish. Got a nice little spot for it there. How are we doing otherwise? I think we're in a pretty good spot. Let's not hold this open. Let it close. We'll deconstruct the steel door. And I think we need to rerun our power conduit. And probably also our air conditioning pipe. That's all we got going there. We got rice that's growing. Processing hops for beer. We'll eventually get some packaged survival meals. Psychite tea. And actually, we got healer root. We could probably expand out some more stuff here as necessary. We'll see. I wish there were conveyor belts. Like I could set up a conveyor belt and just have everybody unload their produce and just go underground up into here and drop it off. That would be nice. Not something we can do. Maybe there's a mod for it. Maybe I'll look and see if there's a mod. If you know of a mod that does that, drop it in the comments below, because that'd be good to have. This is taken care of. Let's reinstall these. It's train melee instead of train ranged. These are set to train ranged. We've got our fuel coming in. Look at that. 1,500 liters of fuel, 1,700 liters of oil. Our power issues all are solved. This is what we need. This is working out well. Hall we can't do anything with because there's Alzheimer's. All we can hope is that the Luciferium works for that. Sir is over the Mechanites. Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's a good spot. We got some stuff done. We got stuff overhauled. This works well. This is where we're going to end this one. Thanks for watching. I invite you to click the like button, subscribe to get notified of new content if you like what we do here. I do stream on Twitch on the weekends, Saturday afternoons, 2 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. A variety of games, sometimes RimWorld, sometimes other things. So hope to see you there. Link to the Twitch channel is below in the description box. Until next time, stay safe and stay goose.